Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Our guest is the guest of this year's Journalism Symposium, William Rhoden, sports columnist for the New York Times. William, thanks for joining me here today.
Thank you. My pleasure, Aaron. How you doing?
Doing all right. And the first question is, how do you feel about the opportunity to be able to come to a place like Troy University and talk to journalism students and share your knowledge and experience with them?
Yeah, well, it was a great opportunity for both of us. An opportunity for them, for me, but it was great. I enjoyed talking to young people, particularly young people who were in the business. I think that a lot of people talk about the narrowing of journalism. I think that in terms of communication, we're at a great place. What you can do in journalism, the number of ways you could tell stories. When I was coming through journalism, primarily it was print, and that was it. But now, and I showed them a couple of things I've done with video. I think it's very exciting to be able to tell stories at a number of platforms. And basically, I told them also that in this particular generation, if you can't shoot it, edit it, and send it, it's like in my generation not being able to type. That's just it's not a luxury. It's something that's an expectation that when somebody hires you at the New York Times, there's an expectation that you will be able to tell stories in multi-platform ways. And to me, it's not a burden, but it's something that's really a lot of fun. I've learned editing. I've learned, just a little bit of knowledge about lighting, just a little bit of knowledge about sound. I mean, a little bit of knowledge is dangerous, but just enough to understand the different ways to tell a story. But at the end of the day, you can't get caught up in the process as much as it is still it's the end product that matters. What you say is still what matters.
And of course, you mentioned that you've learned to adapt to the multimedia aspects of this, but for the new generation that are already used to that, is it something that it makes it easier or harder to explain that process of learning and getting and adapting to that?
I think it's easy. In fact, I mean, the unique thing for a lot of us older journalists is that this is an era where we're being taught as much as we're teaching. I mean, the students, they know all this stuff. I mean, I work with some Brooklyn College students, graduate students, and they know all this stuff. I think that what sometimes students need is access to things and people, to be able to go to arenas and stadiums, and then just the depth that just comes from just simply getting older. Nuance. Again, things just come from getting older. And I think that's what this generation needs. They know all the technical stuff. It's just sort of layering the technical stuff with a little bit of depth and experience and those types of things. And which is very, it's good for us, I think, in terms of giving back like that. And also learning. I mean, it's a great, it's just really a great two-way street of learning and giving back.
And now, one of the things about technology, and you mentioned this during the symposium, is the ability to know more than you might have known as a journalist when you were younger. Right. There's more information available to them out there. Is that a good thing or a bad thing for journalists? Obviously, you talked about for fans, it's a different situation, but for journalists to know more about things, is it a good thing?
Yeah, I mean, knowledge is power. So for us, it's great to be able to click on stuff, and what used to take like an hour, 2 hours away. Now you can just do it instantaneously. And that just frees up more time for the message. You don't have to dealing with the minutia, And so for us, knowledge is power. Knowledge is good, and probably just for fans, knowledge is good. But I think the role of the media now is that there's so much information out there, but not all of it is useful. And I think that hopefully you look at the Fourth Estate as this agent of wisdom, that hopefully we will say, yes, there's a lot of information out there. This is kind of important here, and this isn't important, but this part is, and maybe that is our role, is for all this information you get to help decipher it and help edit it and kind of give people the Cliff Notes version.
Be able to find that one story to tell. So,
well, the one angle it's the angle of the story and what the story means. I think meaning is very important now. What does all this mean in the grand scheme of things? What does this mean? So.
Well, hopefully some of the students were able to take away some of that knowledge to be able to use in their future careers. And want to thank you for joining us here on Trojan Talk and for being here in Troy. Thank you.
Pleasure's mine. Do something about the weather, please.
I will do something about that. Thank you.